The home of the common Joe and the common Sally in the know, even more so than all those media talking heads. Seems like we have a case in a long line of cases where an athlete has utter disregard for anybody's safety other than his own. As you know, Jalen Carter was issued a warrant for his arrest today or yesterday in the fatal crash and death of a teammate and a staff member in what is now being called a racing and DUI incident in Georgia, which expounds on the fact that what a lot of people have been saying for quite some time, that a lot of athletes these days think they're above the law. Because coming out of high school, we put them straight on a pedestal. Let's talk about it. Woo! Well, here we go again. It's another episode of the OCF. That's the Outlaw of College Football, also known as JPC, on Facebook, spelled Jesse without the I. Also on Twitter at OCF Productions. Also, like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Now, getting right to it, I wasn't really going to do a podcast today, but a lot of my loyal listeners, one in particular, Derek Jones, got in my ear about this situation with Jalen Carter, so I looked more into it. I knew he'd had a wreck and some people had gotten killed, but I didn't know the complete details of it till today. And the situation is it's pretty bad to me. I mean, because the dude was racing, number one, which puts people at risk, innocent people that have nothing to do with your want, need, and desire for some kind of rush. And on top of racing, him and the people that he killed had an alcohol level content twice the limit of the Georgia DUI limits. So there's really no excuse in all this. Now, I know a lot of people will come in here and say, well, hey, didn't you just take up for Brandon Miller, who plays for your team, Alabama? Yeah, I did, because Brandon Miller's situation is totally different. While he was indirectly around a situation where somebody got killed, he didn't actually use the weapon to actually kill somebody, and he never gave the weapon to anybody, by the way, either, because people keep saying, well, he brought the weapon to him. No, he didn't. The dude left the weapon in his car, and the dude went and got the weapon out of Brandon's car. Brandon never touched a gun. So it's two totally different situations. This guy actually used a weapon, his car. He weaponized the car, and he was blatantly irresponsible to the point where he killed somebody, with his DUI level being twice the limit of Georgia DUI standards. That's bottom line, man. And I didn't know the dude was that drunk. A dude should be charged with some kind of manslaughter, maybe even murder. If that was you or me, and we done that, we'd be charged for murder. And the racing and the revving up of these loud-ass engines is another thing that really strikes home with me, because we have that problem here in Tuscaloosa. It's a college town, and these kids, they watch these movies like Fast and the Furious Part 92. They've had 1,000 of those movies, and they think that they're in some kind of movie or something, man. The racing, professional racing, it's supposed to take place on a racetrack. If you want to go race, there's places to go. We got a place called Holiday Beach up in Woodstock, Alabama. That's a makeshift track up there where that is legal racing. If you're not great enough to be a NASCAR racer, fine. There are backwoods tracks all over the place where you can go and register and compete. Not do it in a damn college town or somewhere where someone could just walk out in front of you any minute. You never know what's going to happen. Hell, it don't even have to be a person. It could be an armadillo. Walk out in the road and you hit it, and it makes you swerve into whoever you're racing or whoever's in front of y'all that y'all fixing to try to go around. It's a total disregard and blatant just not caring and being irresponsible. It's just, they just don't care, man. That's the damn thing about it. That's what pisses me off. People are like, oh, you just being an old man, blah, 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 blah. You don't know how it is to have fun anymore. Man, when I was that age, I knew better than that shit. When I first got my license at 16, I knew better than trying to race in the middle of a town somewhere where you could actually hurt somebody. Even if you go out on an old dusty road somewhere where you don't think nobody's at, man, those roads are there for a reason, because people drive down them, and eventually you're going to run into somebody or hurt somebody. You know, just like these loud ass nuisance engines they got. You're sitting there at the light and they just rev them up for no apparent reason. And once again, they're going to say, well, you're being an old fogey. And no. What if it's an old couple in the car next to you, a real old couple, man, and you scared the shit out of them, may have a coronary. Or if there's an infant in the back seat, scared the shit out of the infant. It's just these athletes, man, we put them on a pedestal coming out of high school, and they think that they can just do whatever they want. I'm the number one pick. I can do whatever I want. I'm going to go out here and be Fast and the Furious, man. I'm going to be Vin Diesel. I'm like, are you serious? And they're trying to, you know, and the thing is, there was no outrage over this, really. That's what gets me, all this fake outrage over Brandon Miller. And he didn't even kill the girl. This dude killed somebody. Being drunk, being racing, being irresponsible to the point where he put people's lives at risk. Like I said, if you or I had done that, they'd be throwing us under the jail right now. But because he's a supposed great player and a number one pick, they're probably going to try to get him off. But I hope they don't. I hope he gets punished by the full extent of the law, of whatever's fair to somebody that kills somebody when their DUI level is twice the limit. I hope he gets the full penalty that a common Joe or a common Sally in the know would get. I hope he falls down the board. I hope he falls out of the draft. Because those people that he killed, they're not going to get to do anything. They're done. It's over. But you guys and gals, tell me what you think about all this. There's a little heart down here. If you don't mind, hit that. Throw me a few dollars in the coffers. And as always, KMCA to all the other teams. Oh yeah, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Class is now officially dismissed.